Welcome back. It's art time class. Today, we're going to be using burlap and yarn to practice our weaving skills. Let's get started. To begin, weaving is the craft or action of forming fabric by interlacing threads. Burlap is a coarse canvas woven from jute, hemp, or a similar fabric. And then yarn is a spun thread used for knitting, weaving, or sewing. So here we have a skein of yarn. These are the types of skeins that you'll usually find at Walmart or your local craft store. Here's another, some extra soft. It's the pullet skein. And I like to pull my thread from the center of the skein if that is possible. I, in class, will have already cut out different lengths of colors for you to pick from. When you get to class, you'll also have a needle to use. And I've picked out a needle that is made for elementary students to learn. And what you'll do is you'll pick out a thread of yarn. And you'll kind of fold it over here and push this part through the eye of the needle. Let's take a close look at that. So you'll push that through, just like that. Do not use spit. You don't need to lick your thumbs to do this, okay? You can then knot off the yarn right here. So I will create a loop and tuck this under and pull it out to knot off the yarn. If you do not know how to knot, this is a great time for you to start practicing. Some of us will use the knot that we know how to tie our shoes with. And some of us will still be practicing that, and that's okay. After you have that knotted, you're going to go ahead and pick somewhere on your burlap to start weaving in and out. Let's go over here. From the edge, that's the side of your burlap, you're going to go over, under, okay? And you can go right next to yarn or you can skip a few. I've skipped a few on all of these. It's really up to you. And you can go over, under while skipping a few. You could also do over, under with every single thread. It's like over, under. It is up to you. It's your design. You get to pick the color. You get to pick how often you go over, under. All right, now we're going to pull it through, and you do want to be gentle, especially if you're doing the over, under. Be gentle with it. And before you pull out the thread here at the end, you are going to need to knot it off. So over here, you want to create a knot. Take this. Again, another great opportunity for you to practice your knotting skill. And I do that by just creating a loop with the thread and then tucking under and pulling out through the loop, okay? At the very end of the project, we will go back and cut off the tail ends of the yarn. And you do want to be gentle enough that you're not gathering the fabric. That's when you pull too hard, it kind of bunches the fabric up like this. Some of us will decide that we like that and they'll have like a different shape, and that is totally fine. You can flip your fabric over and continue on the other side. Over, under. Take a close look at it. So I'm going over, under. And you can continue with this thread until it's used up. You can also decide that you want to change colors. If you need to change colors, you'll have to cut off that tail piece. Again, be sure to knot it. So that's when you create a loop You go under and then pull it up like that. I like to double knot it. You do not have to. Some students will do a shoe tie knot. Some students will do a fisher's knot, like different knots that they've learned from their parents or their hobby. That's totally fine. Again, you can leave those tails until you're done. With this extra thread, if it's longer than the needle like this one is, you're going to need to pull it off your needles and return it so someone else can use this, okay? And then when you are all done, these tail ends, we'll trim those at the end. And make sure that these little pieces go into the trash can and not onto the floor. And here we are. We'll continue to add different colors until the class is finished. Woo, I can't wait to see what you're going to create in the art room. Till next time, keep being creative.